What's going on, everybody? So I just wanted to make a video about my friend Swopes, Nathaniel Swopes, athletic recruiting. So I'm gonna give y'all a quick testimony, right? So me and Nathaniel have been working together with my son for I don't know since senior year in high school. So I'll give you a little story. Just give me a second here. Just stick with me for just a moment. So my son, he was getting played all throughout high school. At the first school he was at, I ended up moving him his senior year. Never played varsity basketball. The coach just didn't like him, and I know people say that, but it was an actual story. This is a fact. He was a 6'6" kid, 40-inch vert, great basketball player, great attitude. And the coaches didn't like him in high school. So we moved him to a different school senior year. It was COVID year. He had 12 games. He went off, averaged 25 points a game, something crazy like that, and ended up making top 50 in the States, and also ended up, making the all-star team for the state. At that point, I had met Nathaniel, and I kind of told him what was going on with my kid. And, obviously we hired him, and he was amazing. He got my kid all kinds of opportunities at a JUCO level, which is obvious because he didn't have enough varsity experience, which was fine. He went to JUCO for a couple years. Last year at JUCO, went crazy, made the all-star team again for that state. And we were getting all kind of recruiting letters in the beginning of the last year at JUCO from D1s, D2s, so on and so forth. But every time we would speak to them, it seemed like everything was going fine, and then all of a sudden they would just drop off. We couldn't figure it out. Come to find out, Nathaniel, we were still working with Nathaniel. He's recruiting him, pushing him hard. He made some phone calls, and just off his name alone, against a coach. He was at a JUCO, and the coach ended up telling my son later that he was actually his number one recruit. But when he spoke to the JUCO coach, the coach said that he wasn't recruitable. What was really happening is that he had a 24-year-old JUCO player that he was trying to push out to go to a D1, but because the kid wasn't getting the looks that he wanted, my son was getting phone calls. They were just pushing him like, oh, he's not recruitable. He's not recruitable. He's not ready to get recruited. He's not ready for that level, whatever the case may be. Come to find out, this coach ended up losing his number one recruit after my son, and he called us back and he was like, hey, you guys are still available. At that time, my son had not accepted anything. He had a couple of D2s or whatever, and we took the offer, a full ride, everything paid for. I'm talking everything. So he got to keep his Pell Grant, he got to keep his VA money, he got to keep everything, and ended up to go play for this coach. Long story short, this coach tells us that he wanted him from the very beginning, but because the coach said he wasn't recruitable, he had retracted. How horrible is that? And he said, well, if it wasn't for your buddy Nathaniel and his recommendation and his actual like repertoire as far as recruiting kids and having the knowledge of the game, of all the games really, he's like, I wouldn't have took a chance, but I did. In my heart, I felt like this was my kid from the beginning. I shouldn't have listened to the coach. And then he confirmed that really he was a good kid. Ended up getting a full ride. So I have nothing but love for Nathaniel. Our family is so grateful to him. He's amazing. If your kid is having a hard time getting recruited, talk to Nathaniel, man. He'll get it right. It's well worth it. I spent thousands of dollars on that NCSSA thing. They stole thousands of dollars from me. Nothing came from that. You have to do all the work yourself. It's not even worth it. Nathaniel actually gets it done for you. Take my word for it.